Okay, I'm here now at the Ballinasloe Esker. We're just at the edge of the town of Ballinasloe in East County Galway, and we're standing beside an esker. And you might wonder what an esker is. An esker is a long ridge. The ridge itself we can see in front of us here. It's about 10 metres high. It forms this natural bank which has been built into the landscape of the town. But that ridge has been there since it was deposited way back in geological time, about 14,000, 15,000 years ago. And the ridge was formed by ice. The ice was part of the great ice sheet that covered Ireland, and as it melted back over across the landscape, long sinuous ridges of sand and gravel were deposited at the base of the ice sheet. Now the ice sheet back during the Ice Age, back 20,000 years ago in Ireland, would have been several hundred metres high. It would have stood way up there, the surface of the ice. But as it's retreating, as it's melting, it retreats in an organised fashion. And that means that the meltwaters become organised themselves at the base of the ice in rivers under the ice. And in those rivers, just like nowadays, the rivers will deposit sands and gravels. And you'd see that in most rivers nowadays. You have sand and gravel at the base of the river. And if you think of the melting ice sheets up in places like Alaska today, where you have huge rivers flowing off them and grizzly bears fishing for salmon in the base of them, those are all gravel-based rivers. So the gravel-based rivers formed at the edge of the ice gradually kind of grow and mean that beds and sheets and stacks of sands and gravels are left. And when the ice melts away completely, then what's left is this stack of sand and gravel, a number of metres high, that we see as an esker ridge today. And this esker, this is called the Ballinasloe Esker. It's an important part of Galway's geological heritage, but it's actually part of the longest esker system in the country. This esker system starts about 4 or 5 miles to the west of Ballinasloe here in a townland called Highfield, and it extends then for 70 kilometres, over 50 miles to the outskirts of Dublin. And it's formed a ridge that has become part of our folklore, that element of our heritage as well, called the Esker Riada. And that Esker Riada forms this long, discontinuous, high ridge of sand and gravel from Highfield just to the west of Ballinasloe, as far as Lucan in County Dublin. And it was an important path, an important routeway in ancient Ireland, because you can see the eskers themselves, they're high, dry ridges of sand and gravel, and they actually paved a roadway almost across the country for people to travel on